Okay, so this is what we got going on here. Taking a break from the Hero Quest stuff, doing some solo questing. The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I've never read this before. It's a fighting fantasy. If you checked out my last short video, I rolled up a character on that using my 2d6. And I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just kind of play this bit by bit. I'm going to play it through on my own a little bit, and then I'll show you the steps I took. And when I get to a conflict or an interesting combat encounter, I'll kind of play that out. This might be a series of 5 videos. It might go on for 10. We'll see how it goes. But I rolled up a character. I'll get this out here. And gave him a name. Rastan, based on the old awesome video game. You have 3 stats here. You got a skill, you got stamina, and you got luck, and that pretty much covers it all. Also, I'm doing Geek Gamer's book where I'm kind of giving the character a little bit of a background. So I might roll up a trinket on the story dice, and that's like a personal item that gives the character backstory a little bit more of an interest while I play this game. Let me show you how you create a character. I'll go over it real quick. Skill, stamina, and luck. To determine your initial skill, stamina, and luck scores, roll 1 die, add 6 to the number, and enter the total in the skill box on the adventure sheet. Roll both dice, add 12 to the stamina, or to the number rolled, and enter this total in the stamina box. Roll 1 die, add 6 to this number, and enter this total in the luck box. Skill reflects your swordsmanship and fighting expertise. The higher, the better. Stamina represents your strength, and the higher your stamina, the longer your character will survive. Luck represents how lucky a person you are. Luck and magic are facts of life in the fantasy world you are about to explore. So battles, we'll go over battles real quick because I'm about to get into one. When you are told to fight a creature, you must resolve the battle as described below. First, record the creature's skill and stamina scores as given on the page in an empty monster encounter box on your adventure sheet. Well, I'm just using index cards just to make things easier and more compact. Roll the 2 dice for the creature. Add its skill score. The total is its attack strength. Roll 2 dice for yourself. Add your current skill. That is your attack strength. Whose attack strength is higher? If your attack strength is higher, you have wounded the creature. Pretty easy. Higher score wins that round. If the creature's attack strength is higher, has wounded you. If both are the same, you have both missed. Start the next attack round from step 1 above. If you wounded the creature, subtract 2 points from its stamina score. You may use luck here. This is where you get a little bit of strategy, which is neat. You may use luck here to do additional damage, but you only get so much luck, I believe. If the creature wounded you, subtract 2 points from your stamina score. You may use luck to minimize the damage. Make the appropriate changes to either the creature's or your own stamina scores and your luck score if you use luck, and begin the next attack round. Repeat steps 1 through 6. This continues until the stamina score of either of you or the creature you're fighting has been reduced to 0. So, yeah. So going over luck just in case you didn't quite take that all in. In battles, you always have the option of using your luck either to score a more serious wound on a creature or to minimize the effects of a wound of the creature that has scored on you. Okay. Really, I should bookmark. I'm going to grab a bookmark. I got an envelope here I'll use just as reference for the rules. And stuff like this, really, you should get some kind of post-it notes, colored post-it notes, especially when there's no index on something, and that way you can go through it. But this will do for now. So let me show you. First of all, let me show you what I got here. You know, added these numbers, rolled a 5, got that, 6, got a 1, so, you know, there you go. I think, yeah, I already had to use luck, I believe, already. So let me show you what I'm using from my repertoire of poster board and marker. This is going to be Rastan. I have a barbarian piece somewhere that I usually use with my Hero Quest stuff, but I can't find them right now, unfortunately, and that stinks. But so this will be our Rastan character, and this will be, well, we'll put that away for a little, what happens later. Now I have 2 cards that I use since he's the character is going up a mountain or going to enter a mountain. I have this. It's kind of like the inside of a cave. On the other side I got grass, but he's not going to be on the grass. Nicely mowed grass, by the way. That's like a village I got on the other side. But I could use this too. And this could be like a mountain cliff. But this looks like sidewalks a little bit too much. So I'm going to go with this, which will be our cave hallway or landing, whatever you want to call it, strip, path. And let's say he's coming from here. So let me go over what I've read so far. Actually, let me roll for a trinket. And there's so many things to use for that. Trinkets, you know, you can use all sorts of cards that have pictures on them. Paizo has. But let's say I personally like using these as a go-to because they're dice, and they force me to be creative too. I don't always go with the first image, but most of the time I do. Here we go, the trinket, just to make things interesting. Okay, he's got that could be something within a sack, something he uses to see long distances. Something that help him navigate while he's on the path. Or maybe, you know, since it's an item, I can't really use it. It's a personal item. I can't really use it in the game unless I find it in the game. This is a little bit different. I'll say it's more of like a souvenir. Maybe he's got a... This is kind of what he uses for. We'll just say it's a kind of a... Well, telescopes, I don't think... Yeah, I guess it depends what time frame this would take place at. But let's just say he's got in his sack there, he's got a coin with the inscription of a telescope on it that he got from an old sage friend of his, and he considers it his lucky coin. Maybe he doesn't quite know what this is supposed to represent, but the sage does, and it's from a forgotten time, something like that. So that'll be the trinket. So I'll put coin. I think it is. Just put coin. Telescope. Alright, so we got this for a little backstory for him. And we can tie that in throughout the game. So, let's get to it. I'll show you the first part, which is pretty much what I've been playing up to. And in the next video, I'll actually do the combat. So let's see. Here's the background. By the way, there's going to be spoilers here. But even so, you might not make the same decisions I make. So, just, know that. It's a pick your own path kind of book. Okay. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I'll just kind of sum it up. Speed read here. You've been told stories about Firetop Mountain. There's an evil warlock living up there. It says many people have not returned that have gone out there from this village. Doesn't necessarily say, let's see. Yeah, I've just heard stories about the Warlock Sanctuary. And it says, you could not feel sure. That's a weird phrase. You cannot feel sure that all, or indeed any of these were based on facts. So you've been hearing stories about the Warlock. Doesn't say much about his motivation yet. Let's see. There seemed to be some truth to the rumor that Warlock's treasure was stored in a magnificent chest. So he's after treasure. Okay. Rastan. Let's see here. Wood sorcerer with great power. Some say he got his power from a deck of cards. Others say he got it from gloves. Magic gloves. Entrance to the mountain is guarded by a pack of warty-faced goblins. Stupid creatures fond of their food and drink. It says there's a ferryman. You should save a gold piece for the trip. Locals have encouraged you to keep a good map for your wanderings. That's one of the things I'm doing is drawing a map. You could end up hopelessly lost. When it finally came to your day of leaving, the whole village turned out to wish you a safe journey, and tears came to the eyes of many of the women, young and old alike. You can't help wondering whether they are tears of sorrow shed by eyes which would never see you alive again. So basically he's after some treasure. He's been hearing some stories about this warlock. Some are true, might be true, some are probably exaggerated for all he knows. And there's some goblins that guard the entrance, so he's ready for anything like that. And he brings you to the first page. This is a nice ink drawing. It says, across the clearing is a dark cave entrance. Alright. So, I'll actually start on the next, that's a little prologue intro. But in the next video, I'll go into this and kind of sum it up for you, instead of reading it word by word. Alright? Keep solo questing.